What's up, PSGINT family? It's your boy PSGINT here, and today I'm going to go through the top 11, the top XI, the best XI of this World Cup tournament. Let's get it. In manager position, it has to be Scolani. The job he did with this Argentinian national team, and we can't forget where Argentina were, for example, at the last World Cup, losing in the round of 16 and now winning in the final. We can clearly see the improvement he has made. And if you look at the other managers that, reached the top, the Champions, or they reached the World Cup final, so it wasn't something shocking, it wasn't something unexpected. While Scolani doing all of this, it's a huge job for him, and he absolutely deserves the managerial position. Honorable mention would be Regraoui, the Moroccan manager. In goalkeeper, it's Martinez, won the Golden Glove, and yeah, I mean, he was amazing. And that save on Colomwani, last minute of the game, was the reason Argentina won. It's all about those small margins, and Martinez was there when they needed him, and of course also saved the penalty and mentally disfocused some of the opposition players in the penalty shootout, so he deservedly takes the goalkeeper spot. Next up, we have Achraf Hakimi. I mean, there weren't that many good right backs in this World Cup tournament. Look at France, Kunde. I mean, he was not great. He's not even usually a right back. That's not his natural position. Then we look at Argentina, Molina. I mean, he scored that important goal versus the Netherlands, but apart from that, didn't really do anything. So Achraf Hakimi takes this spot without any competition at all. Yeah, he was one of Morocco's, if not Morocco's best player, and was just consistent, and didn't do really much attacking threat, but the defensive solidity on the right side for Morocco, that was really great. Next up, first centre-back is Nicolas Otamendi. Yeah, again, another Argentinian, another World Cup winner. Nicolas Otamendi, I believe, is the top in a lot of World Cup stats when it comes to clearances and headers away and so on. And Otamendi, for me, deservedly takes this centre-back spot. Next up to him is Gvardiol, one of the youngsters that really popped off at this World Cup. He had hype before the World Cup. I would say the hype has never been stronger for Gvardiol. Croatia, of course, defensively, they were a machine until they faced Argentina, where Gvardiol got spun, but he burned that way when he scored the goal against Morocco in the bronze game. So Gvardiol takes the second centre-back spot. And left-back, yeah, again, similar situation to Hakimi. There were not any great left-backs at this World Cup tournament, and Theo Hernandez, he was a bar above everyone else, contributing to assists, and of course also scoring a golazo in the semi-final versus Morocco. Definitely takes the left-back spot. First of the midfield pivot, we have Luka Modric. Of course, got the bronze ball, which is the third best player at this World Cup behind Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi. So he obviously deserves a place there. Croatia came third, and he was their best and most important player. So this is kind of obvious. Next up to him, it was Enzo Fernandez. I had Tchouaméni ahead of him, but after that final game, Enzo Fernandez takes the spot for me. Enzo Fernandez, what a brilliant World Cup he has had. I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. I was shocked when he didn't start the first game, because I know how good he has been at Benfica, both him and Otamendi. But then when Scolani saw the light, started using Enzo, we saw brilliance from the Argentinian national team. So Fernandez definitely there, and he was young player of the tournament as well. In camp, we have Antoine Griezmann. Did not have a great final at all, but all the way up to the final, I would even say that he was performing at a better and more consistent level than Kylian Mbappe. Of course, had created the most chances and had top assists in the World Cup. And Griezmann takes that camp spot. Beautiful. Next up, we have Lionel Andres Messi La Pulga. Of course, winning the Golden Ball and winning the World Cup finally with his Argentinian national team, and he obviously takes the right wing spot in this 11. I mean, there isn't a question about it. Left wing is his competitor, is Kylian Mbappe, winning, of course, the Golden Boot of this tournament, scoring a hat-trick in the World Cup final. Unbelievable scenes, but somehow did not manage to get his hands on that World Cup trophy, but he 100% deserves a place in the starting 11. And lastly but not last, we have Julian Alvarez. I had Giroud for a time in my 11 because I did them after pretty much every game week with myself. But I think Alvarez takes Giroud's spot for just being more consistent. Of course, in the final, Giroud out after 40 minutes. That's not good scenes for Olivier Giroud. But this is the starting and best 11 from the World Cup for me. Martinez in goal, Hakimi and Theo Hernandez as wing backs, Gvardiol, Otamendi in the centre back spots, Enzo Modric in the pivot, Griezmann, Messi, Mbappe, and Julian Alvarez to top up the team with Scolani as the manager. Let me know in the comments down below if you disagree and who would you put in instead of who. And these are the players. We have 5 Argentinians, 3 players from France, 1 from Morocco, 2 from Croatia. So we got all the 4 best nations of the World Cup all had at least 1 player in this World Cup 11, and I think this is a perfect World Cup 11. But that was it. Make sure to like this video if you thought it was enjoyable. Make sure to subscribe to the PSGINT YouTube channel for the best football / PSG content in the world. And as usual, allez, 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 bye!